Now in prime time, from the Bay Area's local news station, you're watching KRON4 News at 9.
Now at 9 o'clock, nearly a dozen people are behind bars in a high-end smash and grab in San Francisco's Union Square. The new changes leaders are now proposing.
But is this any different than what we've heard before?
What happened last night was absolutely unacceptable.
The message here today is if you come to our city to commit those level of crimes or to come and to vandalize or to harm individuals, you will be held accountable. You will be brought to justice.
The messages tonight from San Francisco Mayor London Breed and San Francisco Police Chief Bill Scott on how they plan to do that. Thanks for joining us here on KRON4 News at 9 o'clock. I'm Jonathan McCall.
And I'm Justine Waldman. In addition to the latest out of Union Square and what city officials are trying to do about it, we're also following the latest out of Oakland, where there have been at least 3 massive sideshows reported last night involving hundreds of cars. No word yet on any police response there nearly 24 hours later, though. And
we will go to Alcatraz as the first Native American presidential cabinet secretary visited the Bay Area today to mark the 52nd anniversary of the Native occupation of Alcatraz Island and to push for even more change. But first, we start with breaking news out of the East Bay this Saturday night. Right now, Oakland police are on the scene of a shooting happening on Broadway Avenue and Ocean View Drive in the Rock Ridge area. This is video of that scene courtesy of the Citizen app. You can see that very large police response there, shutting down a number of roads. We do know that Broadway is shut down, so this investigation can continue. KRON4 has reached out to Oakland police to get more details about the shooting. KRON4's Amanda Harry is headed to that scene and will bring us more details as soon as they become available. Watch for updates here on air and online at KRON4.com. Our other big story tonight, 8 people now in custody after video of a high-end smash and grab robbery at the Louis Vuitton store in Union Square has now been seen worldwide.
Today, San Francisco city leaders said they have had enough, and KRON4's Gail Ong is in San Francisco with a message from Mayor London Breed and Police Chief Bill Scott.
Saturday afternoon, the Louis Vuitton store temporarily closed and boarded up, but shoppers still visiting the area. This was the scene around 8 p.m. in San Francisco's Union Square Friday night when officers responded to looting and vandalism at high-end stores.
What we saw was horrible.
At a press conference Saturday, Mayor London Breed praising the officers who responded and made arrests, but says the damage still remains.
When people vandalize and commit those level of crimes in San Francisco, we not only lose those businesses, we lose those jobs, we lose that tax revenue that helps to support our economy, that helps to support many of the social service programs that we have in the city in the first place.
As of Saturday, SFPD Chief Bill Scott says several people have been arrested.
Some of them think they got away with it, but I am confident that there will be more arrests to follow.
Chief Scott says 2 firearms were seized and the person in this vehicle was armed.
They took him into custody safely. They used the minimal amount of force that they had to use. They recovered the firearm, they impounded that vehicle, and they recovered some of the property.
Chief Scott adds about a dozen other businesses were burglarized and looted in and nearby Union Square. Some crimes were prevented.
We were fortunate because the city and our police department had a strong presence here in Union Square, and specifically for the holiday season.
Moving forward, the area will be flooded with officers for the foreseeable future.
We don't want people, as they shop and enjoy themselves in this city, to then be robbed as they walk to their car or to get to their car and find broken glass everywhere because their car has been broken into. This has to stop.
And in the wake of these crimes, the city says there will be limited access to vehicles in the Union Square area. That will take effect in the near future. In San Francisco, Gail Ong, KRON4 News.
And now back to the East Bay, where yet another person has lost their life on Interstate 880 in Oakland. This time, police are saying a vehicle struck and killed a pedestrian earlier this morning on southbound 880 at Hegenberger Road. No other information on a cause of this crash or the names of the people involved have been released at this point. We will keep you updated. The Contra Costa County Sheriff's Office believes that they have found the body of Adela de la Pena, a woman who had been missing since Tuesday. The Sheriff's Department is saying around 9 o'clock this morning, someone on Marine Circle in Bay Point found an unidentified person in their backyard. And when officers arrived on the scene, they discovered that the person was dead. And while they're still waiting on the coroner to positively ID the person and determine a cause of death, they were confident enough to release a statement today saying they think that it is Adela that they have found. We will continue to follow this and bring you any new information.
We heard a boom, like a shot, like a soft gunshot.
Not something you want to see while you are driving on a busy Bay Area highway. We're learning tonight that that boom that driver experienced was actually a golf ball hitting his car. The driver says he was on 101 right near the 237 interchange in Sunnyvale when a golf ball came out of nowhere and then hit the hood of his car.
All of it caught on camera. Vladimir Dubrovsky says that he was driving with his wife from San Francisco to Milpitas when that golf ball hit their ride. He says they weren't sure exactly what happened until they saw the dent and that video. If you take a look at your screen, you can see where 287 and Highway 101 run right alongside the Sunnyvale golf course. He says he did reach out to the golf course about the incident. Here's what they told him.
Well, we got a little bit scared at the moment. When I got home, I took it. I opened the Google Maps, and I saw that there is a golf course next to the freeway. That area. Now that we have an evidence, and we can present it to them, and they maybe do something, some actions to prevent things like that.
So that man there is working to get an estimate so he can submit that claim to his insurance company, adding that he is grateful this was not worse. We here at KRON4 have also reached out to the golf course and the city of Sunnyvale about what happened, but we have not gotten any details just yet. The map there, though, showing us just how close that accident was to the golf course.
Tonight, we now know the name of the man shot and killed by San Francisco police officers Friday morning. He has been identified as 41-year-old Ajmal Amani of San Francisco. Yesterday morning, officers responded to a call of a man with a knife inside of a building near Folsom and 5th Streets. After initial contact with Amani, officers fired, hitting him. Medics rushed him to the hospital, but he later died. Police say Amani is someone that is familiar to them. Tonight, that shooting is under investigation, and the department says that a town hall meeting on the shooting will be held within 10 days. Another night of illegal sideshows in the East Bay across Oakland. This video sent to KRON4 from a viewer. It happened around 12:30 in the morning in the Temescal district by Whole Foods. You can see a whole lot of folks not only taking part in the sideshows, but they're also standing by watching. That can also get you in serious trouble in Oakland as well.
Another sideshow reported last night in Oakland, and video of it was uploaded to the Citizens app. This one is said to be going on near Mills College. No word on if any arrests were made or if police responded to any of the sideshows last night. And another reported sideshow near 106th Street also happened. So far, police say that there were more than 200 cars involved in sideshows last night. But as we mentioned, no word on any arrests or tickets issued during any of these incidents from last night. We'll continue to follow it and bring you new details as soon as they come into our newsroom. And now let's talk about our weather forecast as we take a live look outside here in San Francisco. There's Coit Tower lit up on this Saturday night, nice and clear out there as well. Shot not blocked by any fog.
Not at all. Let's get you ready for the start of your Sunday, and for a lot of folks, Turkey Week. KRON4 meteorologist Mabrisa Rodriguez here tonight with a look at what's on tap.
Yeah, I know. We're already tracking great weather out there to start out your Thanksgiving holiday. For those of you lucky enough to start celebrating this weekend, we did start out, though, with pretty gusty winds overnight through this morning. 58-mile-per-hour sustained winds from Mount St. Helena. And it's a great thing that we had 2 atmospheric rivers and on again, off again light showers throughout the month of November. Otherwise, we would have been under high fire danger territory with those warm, dry offshore breezes. We're going to see see another round of breezy winds tonight. Right now, fairly calm, but for our valleys, specifically for those of you in the North Bay and the highest peaks, specifically Atlas Peak, we are seeing sustained winds at 30 miles per hour with gusts upwards of 35 miles per hour expected tonight. And then it's going to extend for our Bay Area coastline by Sunday morning around 7:30. That's when those of you at Half Moon Bay, you're going to notice the gustiest winds along the coast, 35 miles per hour or less. So we are tracking a lot of moisture on the ground and our vegetation as well. So fire danger threat, minimal at best. But we are tracking very dry, clear conditions out there right now. Relatively calm, quiet night, but we're going to start to cool down as easily and as quickly as we warmed up today. Half Moon Bay already in the upper 40s at 48 degrees. San Anselmo even cooler than that at 47 degrees, as are Dublin and Livermore in our East Bay valleys. Napa, though, the coolest city in the Bay Area, very chilly, 43 degrees. So bundle up tonight. We're going to have a nice warming trend continuing through Sunday. Little change on Monday until we start to gradually cool down through your Thanksgiving Thursday. More on your full Thanksgiving outlook coming up in just a few minutes. Jonathan, Justine, back to you.
Well, Brisa, thank you. Governor Gavin Newsom's office says it is now monitoring reports of what appears to be an oil sheen off the coast of Orange County. They have not said officially if it is from the same oil leak as the one from last month, but it is in the same area near Huntington Beach. State officials say they are on the scene investigating the cause of this latest sheen.
Now, speaking about the Huntington Beach spill, federal investigators have identified a second ship that may have been involved in that spill. Officials with the Coast Guard and the National Transportation Safety Board suspect a ship called the Beijing may have snagged its anchor on a pipeline, causing it to rupture. Authorities boarded the vessel this past Thursday as part of their investigation. Investigators had originally been looking at another large cargo ship called the MSC Danet for anchoring dragging. They say both ships could have been involved in damaging that pipeline. Coming up here during KRON4 News at 9 o'clock tonight, there was pandemonium at the country's busiest airport after a gun went off in the security line. We have the latest on what happened and where the investigation stands into the person who brought that gun with them to the airport.
But first, marking the 52nd anniversary of the occupation of Alcatraz by Native American activists. Today being recognized for the progress that's being made while continuing to push for more.